This week in the Real Review, we're featuring Heathcote. So all of our reviews and our articles will be focused on the Heathcote wine region in Victoria. Wines I'm going to be tasting today are Vinea Sangiovese 2017, and then back to a more traditional, I guess, Shiraz variety. This is Cosmo Wines, Heathcote Shiraz 2019, and finally Sanguine Estate 2021, Progeny Shiraz, all from the Heathcote region. I'm Hugh Hook, and you're watching The Real Review. So today we're tasting Vinea 2017 Sangiovese from Heathcote. The Marson family I guess have been in Heathcote for approximately 20 years. This wine is the 2017 Sangiovese, so you can already see that at 5 years of age, it's got quite a bit more age on it than most red wine offerings from boutique wineries in Australia. So let's taste this Vinea Sangiovese. What I know about the notice about the nose is the savouriness. There are earthy, forest floor, mossy, humus kind of characters, a bit of ironstone, a bit of metallic sort of iron filings character, which is a very typical thing with Sangiovese. Some people say it's a bit like dried blood, which of course has ferrous elements to it as well. Very, very interesting. It's not a simple nose, it's complex. And yes, it's a medium-bodied wine. And I'd say even at the lighter end of medium body, but there is very, very good intensity of flavour. Lingers for a long time on the palate. It's a leaner style of wine. It's not a big, rich, broad style of wine with a lot of fruit, a lot of tannin, a lot of oak. No, it's a savoury, sort of pared back style of wine. Quite elegant. I think it's an excellent food wine. That would go with so many different dishes. Long, long finish. Great drinkability, 5 years of age, starting to soften and be really mellow and approachable now. If you want a food match, I would suggest something that's made with slow braised meats, such as pappardelle with a ragu of duck with mushrooms, something really savoury and really yummy like that with a lot of umami. The wine we're tasting today is the Cosmo Wines, Heathcote Shiraz 2019, which comes from obviously the Heathcote region in central Victoria. It's made by a winemaker called Lindsay Corby. Let's have a taste of the wine. Lovely spicy nose. That's, I think, one of the features of Heathcote Shiraz is that they have a spiciness. It's obviously a cooler climate than, say, the Barossa or McLaren Vale, and you see more spice as a result of that in Heathcote Shiraz. And perhaps less of the chocolatey thing, although there is some of that here as well. There's also some of that, I think, a metallic sort of stony character about it. It's got a mineral sort of overtone to the fruit. But there's also berries, of course, which you expect to find to some extent in all Shiraz, blueberries, blackberries, that sort of thing. But there is much more to this wine than just simple fruit. And yes, the wine is medium to full-bodied. It's remarkably smoothly textured. Tannin is certainly an easy thing to extract in Heathcote, and some of the wines have quite a good backbone to them. But this wine is softer, more approachable. I think it's a wine that you can drink now, although it will certainly age well. But it's a beautiful wine to drink now. It's beautifully balanced. The tannins are supple and smooth. The acidity is not really noticeable. It's just glides across the palate beautifully. A very good drink indeed. As for a food recommendation, it's certainly a very good food wine. I think it's quite an adaptable food wine. We've suggested that you could serve this with a beef goulash. Any kind of I think a slow-cooked meat dish would go really well with this, but beef goulash, you can't go wrong. The wine we're tasting today is Sanguine Estate Progeny Shiraz 2021 from the Heathcote region of Victoria. Sanguine estate do several Shirazes. They do about 5 or 6 different Shirazes. This is their second lowest priced wine, $25. And to our way of thinking at The Real Review, this is one of the great values in Victorian red wine. It's an excellent wine and it's very, very affordable. Let's have a sniff. And beautiful nose, full of the red fruits and black fruits that you get with ripe Shiraz grapes. Blackberries, black currants, dried herbs. Touch of spice, a touch of almost not quite a peppery character, but certainly some mixed spice characters there on the nose, which are typical of the Heathcote region. Really quite a lovely nose, and there is nothing distracting like oak there. The oak is obviously there. It's been in barrels, but it's not obvious. It's been very sensitively handled. Let's have a go at it. As I expected, full-bodied wine, but full-bodied without being heavy or clumsy or excessively tannic. The tannins are definitely there, but they're nicely smooth tannins. They're not astringent. The wine has intensity, concentration, and length on the palate. So this is quite a big, bold wine. Lots of richness, lots of fruit, lots of flavour. That is a heck of a lot of wine in the bottle for $25. Really good value. And very drinkable now. Obviously, it's a full-bodied wine, but if you like to keep it for a couple of years, it will soften off and mellow and become, introduce extra complexities into the wine. As for the food match for this wine, we've recommended Neil Perry's slow braised lamb shoulder, which will go superbly with this wine, I think. So, cheers to that. If you've enjoyed this, follow us and subscribe to The Real Review.